you think you love the sport now more than you did before? Because you always had other stuff going on in your life besides boxing.
We right now, I think I have more hunger. The hunger grew again. Being that I was gone and I was able to kind of take a vacation and break, and that allowed me to get hungry again. I was like I said, I was getting a little tired, a little bored. Now I'm back. I'm hungry. I want to accomplish a lot more. But I've always loved the sport, but it's a different love than a kid growing up at 10 years old dreaming to be the world champion. I didn't have that, but I do love the sport. It's what we know how to do. It's what my family does best.
Who was the best talking about sparring in Oxnard with Robert's guys or wherever it was? Who are the better guys in terms of sparring sessions?
We had some very intense sparring sessions with Marcos Maidana. Tough sparring sessions sometimes. Depending on what they asked me to do. Whenever they asked me to box and try to give him angles, that wasn't so much more. That wasn't tough. That was just me boxing. But whenever we needed to get him in shape, he needs to throw punch. He needs to get into exchanges. Those were tough, intense sparring sessions. And guys that he has now, he's got Hector Tanahara, very skillful, little 130. I think he's fighting still 130. He's like 5-0 right now, but he's very, very good. Jonathan Navarro here from LA, very strong. And like I said, certain days, depending on what we need to work on, it gets tougher. But it's always great to be in the gym. You get a lot of different fighters, different styles. Southpaws, you got a guy, Brian, fighting next week in Lancaster, and he's a southpaw, very, very strong. So you get a chance to really learn from everybody, even if it's just a couple of rounds. It still helps me. I think I probably would have been able to fight him already if I was still with Top Rank and none of this dispute had ever aroused. I think we probably would have landed a fight with him. He got a fight, with they're talking about him fighting maybe Broner or someone. So if I had been with Top Rank, I think I would have landed that fight. They're looking outside the promotional company for Manny's next opponent. If I would still been there, then I think I would have landed, and it would have been a great fight. I honestly believe I could have, done a lot. I could have probably beat him, and I still believe I could. I believe in myself a lot, and I like the fact that people will see it the other way. Yeah. Because you're going against a legend. Every time you go against a legend, everybody, sees the legend before the new prospect, before the new champion or the new young blood. But that's what it's all about. You got to beat the man to become the man.
I remember talking to Robert one time about when he was a champion, and he basically walked away from the sport because he didn't want to do it. What were his conversations with you like during this layoff about priorities and where boxing ranks and all that?
Not too much actually. We kept it simple. Sometimes he did ask me, along with my dad, he would ask me, so what's going on? How long is this going to take? Is it going to take longer? And it's hard to not have answers because I would talk to my attorneys, but it's not like I could just call them and tell them I want to do it next month. It's a process. The court has a lot of cases to handle. The judge needs to review a lot of documents before we can actually have hearings. It just takes too much time. And sometimes not having those answers are a little frustrating, but he knows that, and I believe, of course, this is going to come to an end. We don't know when, but it's going to come to an end. And I keep telling everybody, the best part of my career is what's next.
What's it like returning? What do you know of Helio Rojas?
I've seen him before. I know he was champion. I saw him when he was still champion at the featherweight limit. Good fighter, experienced fighter. He can box. He's got a good right hand. He lost his title to Johnny Gonzalez, who's a great champion. So he's definitely skilled and experienced.
How do you know the ring rust is not going to exist, Mikey?
I don't believe it will because I was never out. I was never outside of the ring. I was not fighting, but I was always in the gym, sparring, training. There was a lot of times where I was sparring 10, 12 rounds just to do it. Not because I had a fight or anything, but just to do it, just to keep me active. So I don't know. I know 2.5 years seems like people think, well, there's definitely going to be ring rust. I don't see it. It's like, I was never gone to me. It seems like I was gone for 6 months, 9 months. So I don't see how I could have ring rust.
How did you feel when you saw Salido fight Vargas and then fight and stuff? Having fought Salido, Is that another thing that kind of got your juices going about watching the fight?
Not that it got my juices going, but I mean, I saw Salido. I thought he won. I thought it was a very good fight, very close fight. But I still thought Salido edged Vargas just a little bit. I saw him beat when he fought Rocky Martinez. They ended up, draw. But I thought he beat him too. So I mean, he's a great fighter. I mean, he always proves, everybody, counts him out, and he always comes back and performs great, But seeing that, obviously, I'm like, damn, look at this guy, And I pretty much boxed him, easily. I had an easy night that night.
Yeah.
So just shows, what kind of fighter I really am.
Mikey, you fought Rocky Martinez as well, did Lomachenko, and were you impressed the way he was able to finish him? And do you think Lomachenko is as good as they say, or he's picking his opponents at the right time?
No, Lomachenko is good. He's got the skills. He's got the fast feet, the fast hands, the angles. He's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. With Rocky, he performed extremely well. He was able to box very, very effectively and actually hurt him and knock him out. I don't know how much that knockout really, he did have a few wars with Salido. He had lost to me, but he was still champion, so that's, big props to Lomachenko for that victory.
Yeah. Did you fight Rocky at a better moment in his career than Lomachenko? Is that kind of how you feel? Maybe he was
when I fought Rocky, he had not had the Salido fights or my fight, but when Lomachenko beat him, Rocky was still the champ, so props to Lomachenko.
Has the weight been set for this fight, and where do you see, what weight class will you fight in after this?
This fight is max 140, but I want to move down to 135 after this. I want to feel myself first for this fight, see how I feel at 140. If I feel comfortable enough moving down to 35, I really want to move down to 35 and fight for a title there.
And are you even going to give any credit to the idea of regrets? I mean, it would be easy to have any regrets for letting this time pass. Do you have any at all?
Not at all, because I got to enjoy myself more than I had, the last 10 years. When you're boxing, and it's a year-round sport, you're training, after training camp, fight after fight, you don't have time to yourself. All your time is focused on boxing. You don't have time to your family, you don't have time for friends, you don't have time for anybody. You got to go through holidays and training camp, you got to go through birthdays, through a lot of different events, family or celebrations or whatever. You got to be in training camp, and you miss out on a lot, and you miss out on life. And this time allowed me to be available for myself, take that advantage of that. And I learned a lot also. I learned a lot of politics, a lot of business in the sport that I wouldn't have learned if I had not gone through the litigation process.
How tough was it getting to make 126?
126 was never tough until I fought Lopez. That time was just, it was just difficult. I just couldn't do it. My body clearly just outgrew the division. The lowest I got for that fight was 128, 127 3/4 or something. But I was never able to drop any more. It's not that I didn't want to. Of course I wanted to. I just didn't have anything left. But prior to that, even when I fought Salido, I didn't have a problem. So I never thought I would go through problems when I fought Lopez, but it apparently did. Then I fought the Martinez and Burgos fight at 130, and there I even noticed there a little bit of a challenge already. I mean, it wasn't that much of a difference. I mean, I came down to Lopez at 128, and I'm only moving up 2 pounds. I mean, it's not that much. So that's why I wanted to move up to 135 right away after the Burgos fight. But right now I feel comfortable. The weight is fine right now for my fight at 140. I feel comfortable. I want to see how I fight, how I perform, how I feel my strength, my speed, everything. And maybe come down to 35 for a title. I really want a title at 135.